April 1912. The Titanic, the largest and most luxurious ship ever built, set sail from Southampton to New York. Over 2,200 passengers and crew are aboard. Living the dream of the early 20th century, a voyage of wealth, luxury, and ambition. But what if history had taken a different turn? What if the Titanic had never struck the iceberg? What if those 1,500 people who tragically died had survived? How different would our world be today? The Titanic was more than a ship. It was a symbol of human ingenuity, ambition, and pride. Its sinking shocked the world, changing maritime laws, influencing safety protocols, and leaving an indelible mark on culture and collective memory. But imagine if that fateful night had ended differently. Imagine the Titanic sailing safely into New York Harbor. Could a single change have altered the course of history? First, consider maritime safety and regulations. The disaster prompted international laws such as mandatory lifeboat requirements, iceberg patrols, and radio communication standards. If the Titanic had survived, these changes might have been delayed or weakened. Other ships could have operated under unsafe conditions for years, potentially causing future disasters. The global shipping industry and even modern maritime trade might have been far more dangerous than it is today. Now, think about the economic and social impact. The Titanic carried some of the wealthiest and most influential figures of the era: industrialists, financiers, and visionaries. Had they survived, their influence could have reshaped business decisions, investments, and even early 20th century politics. Would certain mergers have occurred? Would some industries have developed faster, or perhaps slower? The ripple effects could have extended to world economics, potentially altering the Great Depression, industrial growth, and the global balance of wealth. Culturally, the Titanic disaster became a touchstone for literature, art, and film. Its tragic story inspired countless novels, documentaries, and movies, the most famous being James Cameron's 1997 blockbuster. If the ship had never sunk, this cultural phenomenon might never have existed. Our collective imagination, our fascination with human hubris and tragedy, would be entirely different. Would humanity be less aware of its vulnerability to overconfidence? Would caution in engineering and technology have evolved differently? The social impact is equally compelling. Titanic exposed the stark divide between the wealthy first-class passengers and the struggling lower-class travelers. While the rich survived at higher rates, many in steerage perished. If the Titanic had sailed safely, this horrific demonstration of inequality might not have captured global attention. Public discourse about class disparity, social justice, and reform could have developed along a completely different timeline. Here comes a controversial point. Some historians speculate that the survival of Titanic's influential passengers could have directly affected political decisions in Europe and the United States. Could their presence have influenced World War I alliances or delayed key policies? Could surviving tycoons have wielded power that changed the trajectory of nations? The possibilities are endless and hotly debatable. Another provocative question. The disaster taught humanity harsh lessons about pride, overconfidence, and technology. If the Titanic had survived, would we have ignored these lessons, risking even greater tragedies in the decades to follow? Could human arrogance, unchecked by catastrophe, have led to worse engineering failures, maritime disasters, or even political miscalculations? Now picture this. The Titanic docks safely in New York. Families are reunited. Businesses continue. Fortunes are preserved. The passengers, the crew, and their connections ripple across society. Yet, the world as we know it might be unrecognizable. Wars, economic crises, and diplomatic conflicts could have played out differently. One small shift, one single ship, one night jet, the consequences could have been monumental. Finally, let's spark debate. If the Titanic had never sunk, would humanity have been better off or worse? Would wealth and power have concentrated further in the hands of the elite? Would maritime safety and global regulations have developed more slowly, leaving us vulnerable to other disasters? Could some historical tragedies have been avoided, Or would new ones have emerged instead? History often hinges on a single event. The Titanic's sinking reshaped laws, culture, and collective consciousness. But what if it hadn't? What would the world look like today? Comment below with your thoughts. Let's debate the alternate history of the most famous ship in human history.